When night falls, the universe draws near. It's in the silence between the last thought and the first dream that the portals open. Have you ever felt that? That feeling that something sacred is about to happen? But only if you know how to ask for it. What few people know is that the mind, before sleeping, is in its most vulnerable state, and also its most powerful. Everything you think in that moment, everything you feel, imagine, visualize, is like a seed planted directly in the quantum field of creation. And if you learn to plant it right, you wake up in a new world. A world where impossible coincidences happen, where answers arrive before the question is even asked, where miracles become routine. Today you will uncover what to do before you close your eyes so that upon opening them, your reality has changed. Just breathe, because tonight could be the turning point of your life. Perhaps you've already felt that strange sensation when lying in bed, that premonition that something greater is within your grasp, but you don't know exactly what to do to access it. Dr. Joseph Murphy, a pioneer in the study of the power of the subconscious mind, discovered that the minutes before sleep are the most powerful portal to completely reprogram our reality. The science behind it is fascinating. As we prepare for sleep, our brain waves naturally decrease in frequency, moving from the agitated beta state of the day to the relaxed alpha state, and then to the deep theta state. It is in this theta state that miracles are literally born, as it is when the subconscious becomes most receptive to new programming. If you've made it this far, it's because you feel you deserve much more than you've been living. Leave a like if this resonates with you and subscribe to the channel to discover the secrets that can transform your life forever. But before we dive into this transformative journey, I need you to understand something crucial. You are not here by chance. Your soul is crying out for a real change, isn't it? I have prepared some special material for people like you who are ready to take the next step toward conscious manifestation. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Now imagine for a moment that you could literally speak to the architect of your reality, that you could whisper your deepest desires directly into the ear of the one who has the power to materialize anything in your life. This isn't fantasy, it's neuroscience applied to spirituality. Dr. Murphy found that our subconscious doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. It's like an obedient gardener that cultivates exactly what you plant, without questioning whether it's a weed or a rose. The question is, what kind of seeds have you been planting before you sleep? Most people waste this sacred moment ruminating on problems, reliving frustrations, or distractedly scrolling on their phones. It's like having access to a bank vault and using that opportunity to count loose change. You are literally programming your mind to create more of the same you already have. But there is a completely different way to approach this nightly ritual. A technique that the ancient masters knew and that modern science has finally been able to prove. When you master this art, each night becomes a mental programming session where you become the director, screenwriter, and protagonist of your own life. The first secret lies in understanding that your subconscious speaks a specific language, the language of emotions and images. It doesn't process words like don't or maybe. It works with emotional absolutes. If you go to sleep repeating, "I don't want to be poor anymore," your subconscious only registers poor loaded with intense emotion, and guess what it will create? That's why the technique I'm about to share works in reverse. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, you'll learn to build an emotional reality of what you desire so vividly that your subconscious has no choice but to materialize it. Dr. Murphy called this the state of consciousness of the realized desire. It's not ordinary visualization. It's much more profound. It's about allowing yourself to feel for a few minutes exactly how you would feel if what you desire was already your present reality. Let's begin with preparing your environment. Your room needs to become a sacred temple for transformation. Turn off all electronic devices at least an hour before bed. The blue light from screens interferes with the natural production of melatonin, but more importantly, it keeps your mind in the agitated beta state when you need to access the receptive theta state. Create an atmosphere that favors introspection. A slightly cool temperature, perhaps a subtle fragrance that calms your senses. Some prefer very soft instrumental music, others opt for absolute silence. The important thing is that you feel completely at ease to dive into your inner world. Now comes the part that few know about. Before lying down, stand in front of a mirror and look directly into your own eyes. This is not to admire or criticize your physical appearance. It is to establish a conscious connection with your soul. Mentally say, "I am ready to receive the miracles my soul has already chosen for me." This connection with your reflection activates something neuroscientists call the default mode neural network. It's as if you're sending a signal to the universe that you are present and available to receive guidance. Murphy discovered that this simple act exponentially multiplies the effectiveness of subconscious programming. When you finally lie down, position yourself in a way that feels completely relaxed. Some prefer to lie on their back, others on their side. The important thing is that you don't need to adjust your position during the practice. Close your eyes and breathe deeply 3 times, but in a very specific way. Inhale through your nose, counting to 4. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth, counting to 8. This breathing pattern instantly activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for relaxation and healing. It's as if you are manually turning off the fight or flight mode and turning on the create and manifest mode. Now we get to the heart of the technique. Instead of simply visualizing what you want, you are going to build a specific scene that implies your desire has already been realized. Murphy emphasized that it's not about seeing perfect images, but about creating an authentic emotional experience. For example, if you desire financial prosperity, don't visualize money falling from the sky. Instead, build a scene where you are doing something specific that you could only do if you already had that abundance. Perhaps you are signing the papers for your dream home, or surprising a loved one with a special trip, or simply paying a bill without checking the account balance. The secret is in the emotional details. How do your hands feel holding that pen? What kind of gratitude flows through your heart? What expression of relief and joy do you feel on your face? Your subconscious isn't interested in the logic of the situation, but in the authenticity of the emotion. If you are looking for a loving relationship, don't visualize a specific person. That would be energetic manipulation. Instead, build a scene where you are experiencing the kind of love you desire. Perhaps you are walking hand in hand with someone you deeply love, feeling that sense of completeness and partnership. Or maybe you are genuinely laughing with that person, experiencing that connection that makes your heart feel at home. For health issues, build a scene where you are living with the vitality you desire. Perhaps you are playing a sport you love, feeling energy flowing throughout your body. Or maybe you are simply waking up in the morning feeling completely refreshed and full of life. The important thing is that the scene is specific enough to evoke real emotions, but flexible enough to allow the universe to surprise you with an even better manifestation than you imagined. But here is the secret that few masters share. You cannot force these emotions. If you are trying to fake feeling abundant while your bills are piling up, your subconscious detects that incongruence immediately. It's like trying to deceive yourself, and that never works. Therefore, there is a preliminary technique that Murphy recommended. Before building the scene of the realized desire, you first need to reach what he called the state of childlike receptivity. It's that mental state from when you were a child and truly believed that anything was possible. To access this state, bring to mind a specific memory from your childhood when you felt completely loved and protected. It could be a hug from your mother, a moment playing with a pet, or simply a summer morning where you felt absolutely happy for no specific reason. Allow yourself to fully re-experience that feeling. Feel the texture of that memory in your body. Observe how your breathing becomes softer, how your muscles relax, how a feeling of confidence and possibility spreads throughout your being. This is the ideal state for programming your subconscious. Now, from this state of receptivity, you can build your scene of realized desire. But there is one fundamental rule: keep the scene short and sweet. Murphy discovered that 3 to 5 minute scenes are much more effective than long, elaborate sessions. Your subconscious mind prefers intense, concentrated impressions, not long narratives. It's like the difference between a potent perfume and a diluted fragrance. The first leaves a lasting impression. The second is easily forgotten. During these few minutes, you will repeat the same scene several times, but each repetition should be slightly different. Maybe you explore a different sensory detail, or intensify a specific emotion, or simply allow the scene to flow in a slightly different way. This variation is crucial because it prevents your conscious mind from turning the practice into a mechanical exercise. It keeps the experience alive and authentic, which is exactly what your subconscious needs to accept the new programming. And here's a detail that can make all the difference. At the end of each repetition of the scene, mentally whisper a phrase of gratitude. Not, "Thank you because this is going to happen," but "Thank you because this is already happening." Gratitude in the present tense is the clearest signal you can send to the universe that you truly believe in the manifestation. But wait, there is something even more powerful you can do. In the last moments before you fall completely asleep, when you are in that state between wakefulness and sleep, mentally whisper a single word that encapsulates everything you have programmed. If you worked on abundance, maybe it's prosperity. If it was about love, maybe it's connection. If it was about health, maybe it's vitality. This word becomes like a subconscious mantra that will continue to echo in your mind even during sleep. It's as if you are leaving a constant reminder for your subconscious about what it should create. Murphy discovered that many people make the mistake of trying to control how and when the manifestation will happen. They program the subconscious and then spend the entire day checking if anything has changed, like someone who plants a seed and keeps digging it up to see if it has sprouted. This anxious impatience is like static on a radio. It interferes with the clear reception of the signal. Therefore, after doing your nightly programming, you need to learn to let go during the day. Trust that your subconscious is working behind the scenes, organizing people, circumstances, and opportunities to materialize your desire. This doesn't mean passivity. It means inspired action, not desperate action. When you are aligned with your subconscious programming, the right opportunities will naturally appear on your path, and you will feel intuitively compelled to act on them. Some people report having vivid dreams related to their desires. Others notice strange synchronicities throughout the day. Some simply feel a growing sense of confidence and positive expectation. All of these are signs that the programming is working. But perhaps the most important sign is an internal one. You begin to feel different about yourself, as if something fundamental has shifted in your identity. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who wants something, you start to see yourself as someone who is a person who naturally attracts and deserves that thing. Murphy called this a shift in the state of consciousness. It's when you stop trying to become prosperous and start identifying as a prosperous person. You stop trying to find love and start identifying as a loved person. You stop trying to get healthy and start identifying as a vital and healthy person. This shift in identity is the true miracle, because once it happens, external manifestation becomes inevitable. You cannot maintain a new internal identity without it being reflected in your external reality. Therefore, be patient with yourself during this process. Some people see results in days, others in weeks or months. Time is not the most important factor, consistency is. Murphy recommended practicing this technique for at least 21 consecutive days to establish a new neural programming. But even if you forget one night, don't blame yourself. Just resume at the next opportunity. Your subconscious is not keeping a scorecard. It responds to your intention and general consistency. And here is one last secret that can dramatically speed up your results. During the day, whenever you remember your nightly programming, smile internally. It doesn't have to be a physical smile, but that internal smile you feel when you anticipate something wonderful. This internal smile is like a positive reinforcement for your subconscious programming. It's as if you're confirming, yes, I really believe this is happening. And conviction is the fuel that transforms programming into manifestation. Remember, you are not trying to force the universe to do something. You are simply aligning your internal frequency with what you desire to experience externally. When there is harmony between your inner world and your desires, manifestation becomes as natural as a flower blossoming in spring. Miracles don't break the laws of nature. They operate through more subtle laws that most people don't understand. The law of attraction is not magic. It's quantum physics applied to the human experience. When you change your internal vibratory frequency, you literally attract experiences that correspond to that new frequency. It's like tuning a radio to a different station. The music was always there, you just weren't on the right frequency to hear it. Your nightly programming is the process of tuning your internal frequency to the reality you desire to experience. So, tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember that you are not just getting ready to rest. You are preparing for a session of mental programming that can literally rewrite your reality. Are you ready to wake up in a world where miracles are your new normal? Because when you master this technique, every sunrise becomes a revelation of how your inner world is materializing in your external experience. The power is in your hands, or rather, in your subconscious mind. Use it with wisdom, use it with faith, and prepare to wake up in a reality you never even knew was possible. If this content has touched something deep within you, show it by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more revelations that can transform your life forever. Your journey of transformation begins now.